Hi, good morning. I'm Doug Bergman, and coming to you from sunny, for the most part, sunny Charleston, South Carolina, on the East Coast, slightly south of the United States of America. So it's exciting to have been asked to come back and sort of talk about a little bit what's been going on since the last time we talked. And so I thought I would do a little bit of that in person here so you can kind of see what I'm all about. Certainly, if anything that you've read about on this page or anything I talk about today strikes you or is of interest to you, or you have some questions, or you'd like to partner up, or you have some suggestions or ideas for me, or vice versa, I'd love to make contact. So please contact me, email, Twitter, Facebook, whatever medium you can get a hold of me on, I'd love to talk to you. So I've been in the classroom for a good number of years now, and as I strive to bring excellence into my classroom as best as I can, or I learn from other teachers that I know that are also striving to bring excellence and innovation into their classrooms, there's some things that are starting to just sort of come together in my mind on what it takes to at least be on the road towards doing the best that you can do in the classroom. And one of those things, above the content, above the teacher knowledge, above any testing you do in the classroom, above all else, I think the number one thing that defines a teacher that is on the road to excellence is their connection with the students. It has to be. The students have to come into your world. The door closes, and there you are, and there they are. They've got to connect with your content, with you, why you connect with your content, why you love it. And if they see that you care about what you're doing and that you live and breathe this stuff, they're going to work really hard for you. They're going to study really hard. They're going to come outside of class. They're going to work hard in class. They're going to do everything we want them to do as teachers in that learning process. They'll do that because they're engaged with that experience, with that learning experience. And when that happens, they'll do learning on their own. That's the point at which you can recognize, and you'll notice that moment when you can say, okay, I can change the way that content is delivered in class. It changes at that point when a student embraces their own learning and wants to learn. And it has to be earned by the teacher, but when you get to that point, suddenly it isn't a matter of the teacher being at the front of the classroom delivering content. I think that those days have passed. That's when the students start figuring things out on their own. You give them a series of problems and tasks and challenges to accomplish, maybe individually, maybe as a group, and maybe that will span the course of many, many days. And that can incorporate many of the rote things that they need to get. No problem with that one, but it just allows them to be discoverers of that information themselves, as opposed to just being handed that information or told that information or shown that information on a whiteboard. And some ideas you might use as a teacher to help them connect is it's going to be hard for a student to be able to connect with your class if they only see you for 45 minutes a day, or it might be an hour or and a half a day even. And so what you can do is, if we took better advantage of our homework assignments and our out-of-class assignments, and didn't let them just be the problems at the end of the chapter, or do these formulas, or respond to these 9 questions, if we made those homework assignments be more the higher order, go watch a video on YouTube, watch a newscast from a news station, go read an article, go interview a person. Let them be real homework experiences, the things that you really wouldn't be able to do in a classroom as much. Let those be the experiences your kids have out of class, so that night they're going home and they're thinking about, hopefully, your subject area all day long on what am I going to do for this homework assignment. Maybe at the dinner table they'll tell mom and dad a little bit about this assignment. Mom and dad will get engaged. That's education. And so I think one of the important elements, maybe the most important elements of that connection with the students, is letting them see the why almost as important, if not more important, than the what. In other words, they can learn whatever content or material or experience or procedure or formula that they need to learn. Why do they need to learn that? It can't just be for a test coming up. It can't just be because it's in the chapter you have to read it. It can't just be because I said so. It can't be that. What it has to be is, listen, there's a world out there. We're going to do some experiences in this class. They're going to tie in that real world with what you're doing right here. So here's why you need to do it to solve this problem. Okay? And that problem is something that people in the real world experience. And I think if kids start to experience that connection, there will be a lot of days where students will walk out of your room and say, wow, that was awesome. All right. And you, as a teacher, those students will walk out of that room and you will say on a regular basis, wow, those kids worked really hard, came up with some incredible ideas, maybe some ideas you hadn't even thought of yourself. And they did this not because of a grade, not because of a test. They did it because they were engaged in the class and because they wanted to. As a teacher, isn't that what we all strive for? To me, that's excellence in education.